You need to get educated before you talk about stuff like this. I'm JC Pilger and this is JCPC Apologetics.
What's wrong with you people?
Well, welcome back to another Monday where we're going to deal with some bad arguments. And for those who saw the intro, you're probably like, is this a repeat of a bad argument I heard before? Didn't you talk about, well, once you know about, and yeah, it's similar argument, but this time it's different and it's kind of going to go hand in hand with next week's. So if you view this video, please hang around for next week's video to give the other bad argument that goes hand in hand with this one. The last argument that I was talking about where people say you need to know better, it's just talking about knowledge in general. But what we see so often, especially guys like me who have, I've got a master's degree in theology. People, when I will present an argument, say, well, you don't have a doctorate, so your opinion doesn't matter. If you're a person who doesn't even have a master's and you make a point, you have many people who will say, well, you don't have a degree in any relevant field, so it doesn't matter what you say. Now, I have a question. You take a paper, a doctoral dissertation from a really great mind. You have a 2-year-old, well, I guess a 2-year-old can't really speak that well. You have a 10-year-old read it. Now, ignore the fact that it would probably take 15 years for them to get through it. But let's just say you have that 10-year-old read it out loud. Does it become untrue because that child did not have the doctorate that the guy who wrote it did? No. Truth is truth regardless of who says it and regardless of the degree of the person that said it. You may not like the fact that the guy doesn't have the degree you approve of, but the truth is, it's not the degree that you're really hung up on. You're upset because you don't like the argument that's being presented, and again, you're being lazy and intellectually dishonest, and you're making up a standard that we don't even agree on to say your opinion doesn't matter. It's dishonest, again, it's a little bit arrogant, and guys, if you're going to be lazy, why are you wasting people's time in their comment sections? If you're going to make arguments, if you're going to take the time to watch videos and comment on them, can't you at least have some sort of educated opinion? By educated, I mean one that has some facts to back it. Most of you guys, you don't want to do that. You just want to ad hominem. You want to say you don't know enough, which is still ad hominem. You don't have the right degree, which is, again, sort of ad hominem. But you're not actually engaging with the ideas. If you're going to get in the comments section and have a productive conversation, you got to talk about the ideas, not the person. And so, with that said, if you are listening to a guy and you like what he says, or you don't like what he says, where he got his education is completely irrelevant to the issue. For example, I can use an example of this. One of the guys, the false teachers that I pointed out in the video, one of my videos, he went to Oral Roberts University. Oral Roberts University is not a Christian university. Oral Roberts was not a Christian. The man was a false teacher. The man was incredibly wicked as far as the things that he preached. His university has put out lots of horrible, horrible theology, and this is just kind of in a conspiracy realm, so don't take me this as fact, but a lot of cases of I forget the abbreviation for it, but satanic ritual abuse survivors come from Oral Roberts Universities and claim that there's lots of witchcraft that goes on that campus, which doesn't surprise me because most of the prosperity message is occultic. It's witchcraft just covered in a veneer of Christian phraseology. Now, this false teacher went to that school and he's preaching these things that are very new age, very occultic type doctrines with, again, that thin coating of Christian terminology on it. Now, I could say, well, he went to Oral Roberts University. You can't listen to him. I could say that. And quite frankly, to some people that would be a persuasive argument. But it doesn't matter. It's still a bad argument. I don't engage with people by bashing this guy's degree. There are some people, one really famous pastor right now, who's going through a really bad time where he's just saying nonsense every other day, and he went to a very good university. He went to the university that if I had the money, I would go back to now. Or not go back to, because I've never been there. But I would go there now. But he's preaching all kinds of weird stuff right now. So where you went to school, what degree you happen to have, it's irrelevant. Well, not totally irrelevant, but you know, as a general rule, when a guy makes an argument, his degree is irrelevant to that argument. You judge an argument based on what it's worth. Because that same argument could be said by a million different people. And probably has, if it's a good argument, it has been said by a million different people. Are you going to go and look up the degree of every person who's ever made that argument and say, they're all wrong because none of them had the degree from the school I thought they should have it from? Not only that, but we should point out that the disciples were unlearned men, right? They were guys who did not get schooling. They didn't get degrees from the properly accredited institution. And me, I have no issues with education. I have issues with a lot of the Christian education that we have today. The universities, the seminaries, they're putting out just garbage info these days. But as far as going to school and learning from a good school, say the master's seminary, yeah, I'm all for that. I don't believe in ignorant pastors, though you got some people out there who actually think that if you go to a seminary that it's automatically going to ruin you. It depends on where you go and a whole lot to do with what God has done in your life. But that's all pointless. Yes, it's good, it's beneficial. But when a person presents an argument, that degree doesn't really matter. You got to engage with the ideas. And maybe by now this is starting to be a theme in these bad arguments thing. We engage with the ideas. We always, I guess it's just the sinful nature of humanity. Rather than dealing with the ideas, we want to attack the messenger. But you kill the messenger, that message is still there, right? You totally discredit me, that's fine. I'll go live the rest of my life doing whatever, I don't care. But if you get rid of me, someone else is still going to say what I have said. Are you going to take out everybody who ever says that? Are you going to become a thought police? I don't think so. The best way to deal with an argument that you don't like is to confront the argument. So with that said, I hope that was helpful to you guys. Please come back next time because we are going to deal with the other half of this argument. That video is probably going to be even shorter than this one because it's, again, just kind of a follow-up. With that said, if you have come to this channel and you have not been here before, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff because we want to get this message out. One thing I always do on this channel is at the end of a video, I link a particular video, the first one I put on this channel, which is called The Gospel, where I explain what the gospel is. This message is not, this channel is not about, building a big name or anything like that. I don't make money off this channel. I work a job like the rest of you guys, okay? So the point of this channel, ultimately, while doing apologetics is fun, and I do enjoy that, and Bible study is great, it's ultimately about the gospel message. That's why this gospel video is the most important video that I have on this channel. Every video I link to it. Why? Because our goal is to ultimately lead people to Christ, lead people to Jesus so that they might be saved by the grace of God and bear fruit and bring glory to his name. So if you're an unbeliever, I would recommend you click on that video because guess what? I'm going to leave that link here again. And if you are a believer, check it out. Be strengthened. Be in awe of what God did for you. And more importantly, learn to articulate that gospel. Why? Because God didn't save any of us just to sit on the couch. God didn't save us to, do nothing. He saved us, it says, for the purpose of good works. If he had no work for you to do, he'd take you home, okay? Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, right? God, if he saved you, he ultimately wants you in heaven with him, right? So if he left you here on earth, it's because he's left you for a reason. That reason is to make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to examine or to observe what things I have commanded you. and he's with us always to the end of the age, okay? He's got a reason for leaving us behind. That gospel is front and center. All right, guys, with that said, God bless and have a great day.
What's wrong with you people? I'm serious.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment and share and like the video as well. Also, feel free to subscribe so that you can keep up to date on the future videos that I'll be sharing here as well. If you'd like to support this ministry, you can through the PayPal and Patreon links below. And if you have any prayer requests, questions, or maybe some ideas for videos in the future, please send them to the email address that I have linked below as well. And lastly, don't forget to check out the links below to find resources that'll help you to further your study. God bless and have a great day.